Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Hopefully you will be fine enough by the grace of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I believe that everything is fine enough with you. May Allah bless you. Today we have to cover Unit 11. This is Dr. Ijaz Ahmad Tatla, and you are PhD education students, semester 2, and the course title is Quality Management in Education. Today in this unit 11, that is of course outline unit, but actually chapter 6 is given in the course outline. For weekly course plan, this chapter falls under unit 11. That is why chapter 6 is written here. This is about quality assurance process. As usual, I would like to ask you to have paper and pen with you when you are watching these videos. The purpose of paper and pen with you is to take notes, write queries, questions, and any highlighted points you wanted to ask from me, you wanted to discuss in the class, you wanted to comment on them, or you wanted to have in-depth description of those points, keywords yourself from internet, from any book, from any article. So whenever you feel or you assess that there is some certain novel terminology and some different terminology, you are not in depth familiar with that, stop watching this video straight away. Write that terminology, and once you have stopped listening, you may go for that search from internet, from any book, from any article. Even then, if you are not able to have or relevant material to that, then you may place it on the Google Classroom on the comment section. I will be there to respond that question and query. Moreover, we do have a platform on our scheduled day of class. You know, in the end, we are used to meet on Google and have comprehensive discussion on these points. Your colleague, you all in that class take part in discussions. Really, I enjoy your participation in the discussions. So accordingly, you are advised to do this. The diagram shown in as the caption of quality assurance, you can see there are different components written there. You can see at the right top of there is a stamp that is guarantee. Quality assurance से belong करती है. Moreover, on the left top, there is pound and in a cycle there is number of customers. You can see arrowhead in the different direction. From green it is towards yellow and red, and from yellow to blue towards red, but it is restricted. So both from the red they have to go for some guarantee. So on the basis of guarantee, on the feasibility and best consumption of the production, its best utilization makes the customers to pay well. Moreover, right down from this customer, there is service. That is basically warranty. Up to what time the organization, the system, the company live with the things and provide services to the customer at their doorstep. That might be free of cost, that might be costly, that might be uh, it's in its different shapes. So when the services are provided by the company, customer become satisfied. So the satisfaction level of customer reaches only when the services promote the business of the customer, and ultimately this leads towards the improvement of the business of the customer. No doubt, standards make things up to mark and trigger up the improvement of the business on the basis of improved quality of the production, and the products with the best quality based by services and standards are loved by the customer, on the basis of which they pay with the guarantee. Let's see what type of questions can be posed when we say there is quality. Let me share with you the term quality belongs to the following notions. First of all, it refers to the fitness for use. No doubt, it is conformance to requirements. Whatever the requirements customers need, quality conform all those requirements. The ability of your product or service to satisfy the customers. You know, product or service, if is easy approachable and up to mark and meets the needs of the customers. So this ability also is a landmark of quality. It is degree to which a set of inherent characteristics fulfills the requirements. Quality is also defined as the degree to which a set of inherent characteristics meet the requirements of the customers. On the basis of the previous factors discussed, there is a system that makes assurance or feasibility or provision to those all components, then that system is known as the quality assurance. It's a system for evaluating performance of provision of facilities and characteristics of service delivery and value of product. Service and the quality of a product against the standards or specified requirements by customers. So the set standards and any of the specified requirements are met by the customer through quality of the product, through better and in-time provision of service and evaluation performance. These all three components jointly when done, then it is said that quality is being assured. It is planned activity or systematic approach to provide adequate confidence of product and service regarding quality. Moreover, quality assurance is also described in terms of a systematic approach through which adequate confidence of product and service is provided to the customers. Moreover, quality assurance activities depend on the existence of the necessary institutional mechanisms, preferably sustained by a solid quality culture. When we say quality culture, it means that zero tolerance on the defects of the product, zero defects, uh, best provision of materials, less wastage and zero wastage, up to the mark according to the set standards, and market oriented, pleased by opted through the customers. This is a mechanism, and when it is an institutionalized through some processes and systems, then it becomes a general culture. Therefore, quality management, quality enhancement, quality control, quality assessment are means through which quality assurance is ensured. Let me discuss here. Quality assurance process is involved the following phase. First of all, quality is managed by the quality management cell. Then products come towards the quality enhancement cell. So quality enhancement cell look after the finishing and final look of the product. Afterwards come forward quality control cell that work for any of the deficiency in the product. And quality assessment cell works to assess is the product up to mark and according to the basic principles of the quality. If so, they declare it. The things are according to up to mark mechanism of the quality. and it is called that quality is assured. It has made, it has ensured the quality assurance. The scope of quality assurance is determined by the shape, size of the organization. Also, the shape and size of the organization fall under the scope of the quality. Let me share here the examples from education system, specifically the system of higher education in Pakistan. So from starting from the curriculum development to the declaration of pass of the students, awarding degree, all the process, rather it is course work, course contents, lab work, class work, research work, field work, assessment system, and many more. All these things, if are taken into consideration towards assuring its standards, then it is said that quality is assured. For this purpose, there are different committees known as Quality Assurance Committee, Quality Enhancement Cell, and Quality Control Cell. So, activities involved in quality assurance are planning, data collection, quality control, documentation, evaluation, and reporting activities. No doubt planning is always made on the basis of the targets and the objectives, and some certain rubrics and scales are framed to collect the information and collection of data. Data is analyzed and trends are seen rather than meet the quality control. If it afterwards it is documented, so this documented values, figures are evaluated, and finally a report is presented, and any of the shortcomings have been advised to be redressed, for which further planning is processed. Therefore, it looks not only but is an ongoing process, continuous process, through which all these activities are carried out, and finally things become better and quality is assured. Let me discuss now the quality assurance in higher education. The system of education is divided into three tiers. The first one is elementary education, second is secondary education, and then the tertiary education. In elementary education, there are five components, that is early childhood education, early childhood and care education, early childhood and care education, pre-primary, primary, and post-primary. Accordingly, the secondary education is also divided into two major parts, that is secondary, post-elementary, and then there is higher secondary, pre-undergrad, and the tertiary education is also further subdivided into five components: undergrad, grad, postgraduate, higher. Many of the fields from professional development, from professional education, rather it is commerce, agriculture, engineering, medical, teacher education, mm, many more. All these mostly rest with the tertiary education. So the tertiary education is considered the higher education, and most focus of the system of education is towards the maintenance of quality or assurance of quality in higher education. Therefore, quality assurance in higher education includes all policies, measures, planned processes, and actions through which the quality of higher education is maintained and developed. Quality of higher education can be described as the degree to which the education meets the client's needs and demands. In this respect, higher education has two different clients: students and society. According to my personal opinion, if both these clients, students and society, are satisfied, then the system of higher education can be said that is the quality of education is assured in the higher education. Let's me discuss here what are the core requirements and the ambitions of the society from the students, university qualifying students, rather they are undergrad, grads, and post-graduation students. And what is the standard of students at the moment? In the recent past, as far as teacher education institutions are concerned, I am familiar with the process. Our graduates from all of the universities across the country, when they complete teacher education degree from any of the university, and they go for competition in the Punjab Public Service Commission for some position of as a teacher, that is lecturer, subject specialist, senior subject specialist, or vice principal, deputy headmaster, or headmaster. The chairman Punjab Public Commission have submitted a report in writing to the governor of the Punjab, that is the chancellor of all of the universities in the Punjab jurisdiction. They are of the view that graduates bearing CGPA 3.9, 3.8 out of 4 appears in an interview, and the expectations of the board, selection board, comes high by seeing their document, their CGPA, high CGPA. So accordingly, they wanted to know about the level and measure the level of understanding and capability of the student. But unfortunately, they don't meet the standards. They don't reply the teacher evaluators. Even 5 to 10% of the applicants are ineligible to respond well according to the content they have studied, but their score is much high. They have written that the assessment policy of the universities should be revised. They should take care of at the time of evaluation so as to make the graduates much learned, not only the degree holder with good CGPA, but in-depth blank. So this can be done. This process can be done, and their reservation can be addressed only through the quality assurance in the higher education. Let me share with you some literature review earlier work done on the quality assurance in higher education. HEC Quality Assurance Division, CAD QAD, was established in 2003, provides an integrated quality and assurance management services to higher learning. It aimed to analyze the gaps in the context of quality to improve standard of higher learning in cross-cutting areas, to develop feasible and sustainable mechanism for quality to meet the challenges of global compatibility in higher education. From this point, it's very clear that our system of quality assurance is just in infancy. In 2000, they started to think on these lines, and hardly, I think so, in 2005 or 8, they established the quality enhancement cell in the different universities to look after the matters of quality assurance in the universities. These were the objectives, or you may say the aims. They have to, as they have to identify the gaps and to bridge that gaps, उन्होंने अपने वो देने थे recommendations देना थी, और फिर एक sustainable mechanism जो था वो develop करना था और compatible बनाना था higher education system of Pakistan को with the global higher education system. It has extensive mandate to ensure the evaluation, improvement and promotion of higher education institutions. So they have to work on to prepare plans for development of institutions, to set up national or regional evaluation councils, to decide on the ranking of universities, to develop criteria for the award of PhD degree. So in very recent past, I have been observing that the ranking just started a couple of years back, and criteria was not even finalized till 2010, and even it is ongoing and being changed after every 2 year, 3 year. Very interesting example is from University of Education. You know, for students of PhD, admission criteria and the rules and regulation to be applied on them till degree awarding differ from 2008, 2012, 15, 16, and so on. 4 to 5 times we have been changing the criteria and rules for PhD students, because HEC have done this in the previous years. So much so in this era of COVID-19, in June, I think so, in May 2020, the criteria for PhD and MPhil again revised by the HEC to meet the needs of online system and so on. So the working groups were established and the people have to prepare some working papers to submit to finalize all these components towards assurance of quality in higher education under the Quality Assurance Division established at Higher Education Commission, Islamabad, Pakistan. That was in 2003, Quality Assurance Division, but in 2005, a Quality Assurance Agency, QAA, was established. It was policymaking and monitoring body for maintenance and enhancement of quality in higher education, which aimed to develop practical guidelines and policies for establishing quality enhancement cells to monitor and evaluate all quality enhancement cells. Quality enhancement cells were established at the university, in the universities, and mm, director quality enhancement cell was appointed along with some infrastructure and assistant director, admin officer, and with other some employees to work under the umbrella of quality enhancement cell to make uniformity of standards across the country, to build capacity of selected trained professional staff, to hire the services of foreign experts, to send selected professional staff abroad for training. And I do remember many times different employees have been traveling abroad for training, specifically America, Canada, and Australia. Quality enhancement cells to enhance quality, output, and efficiency of higher education learning system. A mechanism of establishment of quality enhancement cells has been developed in 2007, 6 and 7. 10 QEC has been established at public sector universities. In 2007, 8, 20 more QECs have been established in public sector. QEC's family has been extended to another 15 15 private sector universities in 2009 and 10, and 24 in public sector in 2010 and 11. So starting from 5 QECs in the 5 public sector universities since 2006 to 2011, now many of the quality enhancement cells have been established to they are supposed to conduct the workshops, meetings, so much so conferences to share with their practices and harmonize the system of quality maintenance, quality assurance across the universities under the umbrella of Higher Education Commission, Islamabad, Pakistan. In the recent past, an conference held in hosted by the University of Education in 2019 for this purpose. Let you see in next session